Today's video is entitled, I'm just too tired. I'm just too tired. Let me tell you what that means. That means you're either overwhelmed or you haven't been getting enough sleep. In most cases, it's overwhelmed. Sometimes you're just too tired, but you're never too tired. Remember that our work as a homemaker is our job. So if you were employed at a business and you had to be at work every day at 8 and work till 5, and you had 2 weeks of vacation and 1 week of sick leave for the year, and this was important for your household that you earned this income, then when you were tired, you would still have to be at work at 8 o'clock and be on your best production and leave at 5, just like everyone else. And then you'd crash that night and go to sleep really well. But you can't allow yourself to stay up puttering around or allow other people to steal your sleep from you. You know, if you have a friend and she's upset and she calls every night and talks every night, you have to stop that. If you have an adult daughter or adult son who needs you for every little thing, you've got to let them go and let them grow up. And you need your sleep. Or you can say, I'll be happy to help you with this tomorrow afternoon, sweetheart. I've got to get to sleep. I have things I have to do tomorrow until 4, but I can talk to you from 4 to 4:30. And that's when we'll talk about this. Okay? So you have to control this. This is your job. So first of all, you can't be too tired to do your work. Now you can be sick. If you are sick, that means you're throwing up, or you have a temperature, or you have diarrhea, or you have a major headache like a migraine, then you are going to stay home from work on that day. That's the same at home. You're going to rest on that day. You're not going to work. You're going to not worry about what zone we're in or what basic weekly plan we're doing today. You're going to rest and do minor routines. If you've just had a new baby, the same thing. And in having a new baby, just a little note here, life is never normal with a new baby, really normal, or back to like normal, until your child is around 9 months old, and then everything's clicking again. Yeah, it'll feel pretty good when the baby's 4 weeks old, 6 weeks old, and things are going to be better, but it won't be what you're used to yet. And the baby hasn't really worked into their schedule yet until about 9 months old. And as you and I both know who've had children, that is an up and down thing. They're going to teeth, they're going to have mental growth that causes them to change their sleeping patterns. Different things are going to happen. But in general, 9 months is a good thing. Does that mean that you're going to lay around and not do anything but routines till then? Absolutely not. You're just going to have to squeeze it in. You're going to have to do it when you can. Hopefully, though, you can at least take 6 to 9 weeks, depending on how fast you're healing up, to really think of yourself you're not sick by any means, but healing from a surgery. So you need to, even though it might not be a surgery, your body did a major thing and you need to rest a little bit. Your milk is being established. Your baby's learning how to nurse. All these things are happening. You're up all night long. You need rest. Okay. Even if you're not nursing, you still need rest. Your baby's up and down all night long. You're not used to that. I know your body kind of prepared you for it when you were pregnant because at the very end you couldn't sleep very well. It's not the same thing. Okay, so if you're too tired, unless these things, you're sick or you've just had a new baby or you've had a surgery, then you're going to be doing your same work, okay? A lot of people say, I've got a migraine. They don't have a migraine. I'll have people come on to my calls and say, I don't feel well today, I have a migraine. Really? Have you ever really have any of you had a migraine? Very few people, to my knowledge, would be on that call if they really had a migraine. For me, a migraine meant I had to lay down in a darkened, cold room with no noise on medicine, and I still couldn't rest because my head hurt so bad that I wanted to put an ice pick through my eye. That's what a migraine is to me, and sometimes you're throwing up. If you have a bad headache, that's different. Take some medication for it and go on. You have to go to work with a bad headache. And it'll go away at some point or not. If it turns into a migraine, then you go home. If you know it's about to turn into a migraine, then you go home. You don't wait for a migraine. But same in your house. You have to do everything every day. You're never too tired. You could say you're too tired, but you're not too tired. Okay? All right. The other thing is, when you are trying to get your stuff done in your house, you're overwhelmed. When you're overwhelmed, you might say, oh, I'm too tired. You're not really too tired, but you don't know the words, that you're overwhelmed. You're looking at the whole picture and it's overwhelming. I experienced that today myself. We moved into our RV. We don't have all of our things. We came back to the house so I could make some videos for you because I didn't have all my things, because we went to pick it up and you can't bring everything with you. Now we're going to move into it. And my mother's home has lots of things in it. And as you start putting things, taking things out of it, dismantling it, it looks overwhelming. And so I had to stop. And my husband, who's born organized, told me, well, Kat, just sit down and I'll tell you the plan. Well, no, that doesn't work. I have to have it written down. And he knows that. So he said, okay, when I'm going to the store, you make your videos. When I come back, we'll sit down and we'll write out the plan. Oh, that felt so better. Immediately, I felt better knowing I have a plan, because I know, because I tell you, you have to have a plan. You can't go in there and take that whole room at one time. You can't go in there and take anything at one time. You have to have a chunk that you could say, I can work this chunk in about 15 minutes. That's going to make me feel better. I've got to spend about 2 hours in this house so I can do about 8 chunks to get my things. And we may have to come twice. This is not the norm. I don't really want you to do that, but sometimes when you're moving, things are different. So we're going to be doing that. And it's going to take a while because I have all my mother's things to go through probate and to go through the estate sale, etc. So I've got to get my things out, get it cleaned up, get the estate sale going. So I know how that feels, that overwhelm. And your overwhelm may be toys, your overwhelm may be a garage full of spider webs and stuff that you haven't touched in forever. It's okay. You're going to do it one little 15-minute chunk at a time. So that will help you not feel so tired. You will feel less overwhelmed, less tired, less pushed down if you write down your plan. Okay, so you're never too tired to do this little job. Remember that our work is never hard. If you're an at-home mother in your home and it's overwhelming, then you know that you have 2 things to do today. Or 3. You've got your zones. So you've got a zone. So as I'm recording this video, we are in zone 2, the kitchen, the last day. Well, actually, it's a Saturday, so zone 2 is over, but let's pretend it's Friday. So zone 2, the kitchen. So if I was at home and I was overwhelmed, I would go into the kitchen, I would pick one 15-minute thing and I would do that thing. I'd also have a master plan of each room, the things I needed to do in it. And I would work that one 15-minute thing, and then I would go check that 2 or 3 times a day to make sure I'm not recluttering that area or my family isn't recluttering that area. And then on Saturday, I would have family fun day. And I would have Renew My Spirit Day on Sunday. I would still do my routines, morning, after each meal, after dinner, before bed. And I would also do clutter checks throughout the day. And if I had tiny babies, toy check. Now, if you've allowed your house just to get cluttered and things are out of their places, but you have places for them, then I'm going to encourage you to take a laundry basket and go through each room, starting in the living room, putting anything that doesn't belong in the living room in the basket. Then go to the next room. Let's say it's the kitchen. Anything that belongs in the kitchen that you put in that basket, you take out and put away. Anything that does not belong in the kitchen, in the basket. Choo-choo train that to the next room. Let's say it's the dining room. Nothing belongs in the dining room. Let's go into the master bedroom. Ooh, yeah, we have about 5 things that belong in the master bedroom. And in the master bedroom, I have things that belong in my son's room and my daughter's room. And the living room. Oop, and a couple things for the kitchen. Now I'm going to go to each of their rooms, the bathrooms. I'm going to do this through the whole house and end up back in the dining and the living room, and everything goes back. And if there's still things left, because I picked them up along the way for the kitchen, for example, I would go put those in the kitchen or in my bedroom until that basket is now empty. It might take you an hour or 2, but you've let the house get out of shape, and that's going to help you. This is not for decluttering, though. Decluttering is when you're going and saying, throw away, put away, give away. This is just, oh, Johnny's shoes are in here. Oh, the cup is in here from the kitchen. Oh, my son's blanket is here in the living room. That kind of thing that causes your house to feel messy. That'll help you feel a little better, okay? All right, so you're never too tired. You can do this. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Don't be afraid. Perfect love casts out all fear. You can do it. Have a wonderful day, and always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful. Bye. Hello everyone, it's me, FlyLady Kat, and I'm so excited to talk to you today about chaos and crisis cleaning. Chaos stands for can't have anyone over syndrome. That happens when anytime anyone's going to drop over and you need to get the house ready. And the crisis cleaning is how you get it ready in a short period of time. And so let's jump right in. I'm really excited to share it with you. So the first thing you do is you determine the 3 rooms that you're going to use the most, which most people, it's the bathroom, the living area, and the kitchen. So that's generally what we do for crisis cleaning. And what we do is we need 45 minutes and then a rest period. 45 minutes and then a rest period. 45 minutes and then a rest period for however long it takes to get it done. So we're going to start in the kitchen, setting the timer for 15 minutes. And then you're going to go to the living room for 15 minutes, and then you're going to go to the bathroom for 15 minutes, and then you're going to rest for 15 minutes, and repeat until it's all done. So let's start in the kitchen. What do we do first? Well, the first thing you'll notice in the kitchen is you have lots of dishes. If that's the case, run your dishwasher if it's already full, or wash the dishes in your sink if you don't have a dishwasher, or you could do both. While the dishes in the dishwasher are running, you could wash dishes for 15 minutes. What's left? If you have dishes in the sink, of course you can't wash dishes. So what you're going to have to do is clear some space on the counter and put the dishes out on the counter. Now, my personal suggestion is that you organize your dishes into silverware, glassware, dishes, and pots and pans. And that's the order that they go into your nice soapy sink full of water. So you'll start with making a nice soapy sink full of hot water. Use something lovely. If your dishes are really dirty and you have Dawn, that's a great thing to use. If you have Mrs. Meyer's, it smells so good, it makes you feel good. If you have gloves, please put them on. This is the beginning of self-care, even in crisis cleaning. Put an apron on to protect your clothes. I don't care if it's a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. Put on your apron and put on your gloves so you protect your hands. They're so dry already from all the extra washing we've been doing since the end of February. So let's make sure that we protect our hands. All right, so put your gloves on, and then you've organized your dishes already. So the first thing you're going to do is drop the silverware in the sink and let the silverware soak. Next, you're just going to leave that. You're going to work on your glasses. So you're going to wash the glasses one at a time and rinse them and put them on some place to drain. If you don't have a drain rack, then lay a couple of dish towels out and do them upside down on the dish towels to drain. Next, we're going to wash our plates, bowls, and cups. So anything ceramic or anything plasticware, that's going to go in next. Not Tupperware. This is going to be dishes. So wash all your dishes one at a time, rinse them, and put them. You can overlay them. If you're laying them on a flat towel, just overlay them one on top of the other like that. All right, so they're kind of at a little angle and they'll drain a little bit. Next, we're going to do your bowls and the little saucers. If you're running out of room, you may have to take a clean towel and start drying dishes. Drying dishes is not a mean thing. It's a nice clean dish. You have some music on and you dry your dishes and put them up, and you'll actually find they're very shiny and clean if you wash them in nice hot water. So you may have to dry some dishes and make some room. And if your towels are too wet, you may have to get out a new dish towel. If you don't have enough dish towels, take a bath towel, clean bath towel, fold it in half and lay it on the countertop. All right, next we're going to wash the pots and pans. No, next we're going to wash our Tupperware. So if you have any Tupperware or any plasticware like that, we're going to wash that. The idea is the greasiest things are our pots and pans. So the least greasy things, the things that are most sensitive to grease, like your glassware, that goes in first, then your dishes, now your Tupperware. So you're going to wash your plasticware and tap it off. After you rinse it, tap it off, get the extra water off of it, and then put it on your towel to dry. Now we're going to do pots and pans. If you don't have something good to scrub your pan with, it's going to be harder and you're going to have to soak them. So my suggestion is, if you have it, get it out. steel wool can be used on certain things. You don't want to use that on pans that are going to get scratched up, or anything with a Teflon coating or anything that's nonstick coating. You don't want to use that. But you could use a rubber scrubber. You know how you have those little meshy scrubbers? They look like bath sponges. That will help. And once you've gotten those washed, or at least soaking, then you're going to take care of the silverware. It's been soaking, so anything, any dried egg, anything like that will be coming off pretty easily. Wash, rinse, and put them to stand up in something to drain. If you can't stand them up, then spread them out on the towel. Now, when your 15 minutes is up, no matter where you are in the dishwashing process, take your gloves off, leave your apron on, go to the living room, and work in your living room. The first thing you're going to do in your living room is pick up all the trash. Get a trash bag and pick it up. The second thing you're going to do is put away all the things that don't belong in there. Take them out of the room. I know what you're going to do. You're going to stash and dash. You're going to dash and stash, really. You're going to take your things to that spare room where everything goes and put it in there. One thing I want you to be aware of, if you have to do that, is that when this company goes, that's your first area that you're going to work on to get that stuff out before it becomes cement in that room. Okay? All right. So that's going to happen next. You're going to get rid of all the extra things in the room. The last thing you're going to do is actually clean the room by vacuuming under cushions, vacuuming under furniture, getting it nice and vacuumed, dusting all the furniture, making it look nice, maybe putting something in there that smells good, a pretty candle, something like that. Next, we're going to do the bathroom. You're not going to get all that done in 15 minutes, by the way. Most of you aren't. You might, but most of you aren't. It may take several rounds, but you'll get to that point. Now let's do the bathroom. In the bathroom, the same thing. All the trash goes out. Empty the garbage in all these rooms. The kitchen, if you have one in the living room, and the bathroom, empty those garbage cans. In the bathroom, all the trash goes out first. Anything on the floor, etc. Then take the bath rugs out and wash them. Just take them and put them in the washing machine and wash them and dry them and put them back. If you don't have time, if you just have 45 minutes and the people are going to be there and you're doing your very best, then give them a good shake and put them back in there. Okay, sweep the floor. Mop it. If you have a spray mop, that's going to be the quickest to do and the quickest to dry. You want to wipe out the sink and the countertops, get all that stuff off the countertops. Maybe put a pretty candle or a soap dish or something out for them. Make sure there's no spots on the mirrors, and clean the toilet and close the shower. Okay, close the shower. Just make sure you have a pretty shower curtain. It's got everything covered. All right, now back in the kitchen, I forgot to tell you what else you're going to do. So after you do the dishes, then you're going to wipe your countertops off and try to put some of that stuff away that's sitting around. Get that out of the way. Make it look nice. And then you're going to sweep and mop your floor. And that's what you're going to do in there. So the dishes have to be run, dried, and put away. And then if you did do that and you didn't opt to wash dishes, you can refill the dishwasher. The nicest thing, however, is to have an empty dishwasher. So if you're entertaining guests and feeding them, then you have a place to put the dirty dishes. Okay? And then you're going to have to prepare something for them to eat if you're going to serve them something. So think of your menu. Think if it's a snack menu or it's an actual meal menu. All this is part of your crisis cleaning and prepping for your friends. All right, so that's what you're going to do. 15 minutes in the kitchen, 15 minutes in the living room, 15 minutes in the bathroom, rest for 15 minutes. Drink water. Think about your next steps. Make some notes. Back to the kitchen for 15, living room for 15, bathroom for 15. Rest, drink water, make some notes, go to the bathroom yourself. Make sure your music is playing. Back to the kitchen, back to the living room, back to the bathroom. At some point, one of those rooms is going to be done and you'll have the other two left. Then you can just do 15 and 15 and rest, 15 and 15 and rest, and then you're going to end up with just one room, 15 and you can actually do 15, 15 and back to 15 and rest. You can keep doing 45 minutes and rest if you're in a hurry. Okay, so that is chaos, can't have anyone over syndrome, crisis cleaning. I hope this is helpful for you. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I want you to always remember that this is just a season. You're going to get through this, and always be beautiful, because you are beautiful.